Kent Bakke, CEO of Marzocco International. I met Marzocco in back up. I visited Marzocco and met the factory formally in Bureau Manby in 1978. However, my first view of Marzocco probably was in 1977 in Pioneer Square at a company called the Good Coffee Company. The first Lineas they had a problem with not enough structural support between the front part that holds the drain box and the basic frame that holds the rest of the machine. And a lot of the earlier ones, especially after shipment or being installed, they would sag. And an early installation was at a Starbucks store in Bellevue where Brenna Worthen was working, and Pat Loris and I got called out there the drain tray was no longer draining, or it was stuck, and we had to go out there and take a large 2x4 and jump up and down on the 2x4 to get the machine straightened out. But we got it straightened out. As we were jumping up and down on the machine on top of the counter, Brenna and Heidi, who was working with her, they were quite horrified that we were doing this, especially in Bellevue. But so eventually, as a result of that, we got the factory to reinforce that part of the machine, and we haven't had any more problems since. It's been very interesting as I travel around, the kind of things that people unsolicited will say about their Linea. If you say you're from Marzocco and people say, "I love my Linea," or "I love the Linea," it's a whole generation of baristas that grew up on this. It's like the first car they ever got to drive. They were teethed on the Linea. So there's that first machine I used. There's that sense of attachment, but it's also that generation, and at that point in the specialty coffee industry, I mean, there was continued to be more and more attention to detail, and the Linea helped a lot of people to achieve what I feel is a higher quality espresso, and to expand their talents. And it's a rugged, reliable, easy to work on machine, very endearing, and has its own charm.